Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Let's wait for good evening, by the way, everyone. Nice to see you all. Let's wait for some people before we start. Um, let's wait for some people first before we start. Um, let's wait for some people. Few. Uh, let's wait for some people before we start. Okay. I think I need to make out time and get some play some music at the background before we start, but I'll try and do that later. So, so. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy new month. This is Patrick, and I started to do this live. This is Patrick, and we want to talk about the ongoing chaos. Should I put it that way? The ongoing chaos in Nigeria. So today's title, I think I wrote it down somewhere. Today's topic is going to be the review of Trump's message or social, what do you call it, the truth social regarding Nigeria. Let's have a talk on that, and it's going to be interesting. And try and leave comments. That would be nice if you leave comments. Or if you've got questions to ask, either we'll try and speak truths about that. Okay. So before I start, just want to say, please, I am not here to cause an offense, but just to, speak. When I say speak, I mean we're going to debate this. It will be unbiased. We'll go straight to the point, and hopefully it will make sense because the two camps, those for Tinubu, those against Tinubu, are clashing. Some people are trying to, make matters worse by instigating things that are not necessary. So that's the reason why I am here. So we'll break down the tweets or the social media posts. Um, so Trump social media post on Nigeria. Then we'll look into it and let me. So I'll mention some things here. Let me give you a little bit of background. Those that are not Nigerians. So for the past number of years, we have no doubt. Let's not deceive ourselves. Nigeria has never been this divided. That's a fact. We don't need to argue about that. But let me just throw some light. So let it not be that I'm trying to. Hold on a second. How do you do this? Let's see. Okay. That Nigeria has never been this divided before. What do you mean? Okay. Immediately, Buhari, Nigeria has been divided over the years. But when the late Buhari came in, he made it obvious that, let me put it this way, Buhari came with the mentality of continuing the Biafran war. From his appointment, you could see all the juicy appointments were given to the Northerners. All the juicy appointments were given to the Northerners. And he didn't care. He didn't care because he didn't trust many people. He didn't trust many people. So, when Tinubu came in, he came in and he did his own. Tinubu gave all the juicy, posts to the Yorubas. And the Northerners were screaming, oh, this is a Yoruba government. Yoruba government. That's what they said. That was a Yoruba government. So, just want to put the point that Nigeria has never been this divided. This thing we call the, what do you call it now? Federal character. Now, the meaning of federal character is to distribute all those positions, make it equal, put it that way, the appointments, so that what's the word again? That unity will be reflected. If you remember, if you're in Nigeria, Wazobia, that all these appointments will have a sense of unity. Let me ask a question. My voice, is it clear enough? Can you hear me properly? Please, can someone just indicate there, just yes or no? Can you hear me properly, please? Because if the audio is not good, then it won't be nice. Please, if you can let me know. Okay, let me continue. No, so Trump, you can. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, so what I said, the Nigeria has never been this divided before. Now, let me come back to Trump's email, not email, social post, social post. He gave an ultimatum. He said, if the Nigerian government does not act, I'm just paraphrasing it, that he will teach Nigeria a lesson. I'm just, because of social media things, the algorithm and so I just want to, you will get me here. So if Nigeria does not get their acts together, he was going to teach them a lesson, put it that way. And before he knew it, the whole place went wild. The whole place went wild. Even the American news, the Australians are not carried the news. Oh, but let's look at the whole thing. For years, there has been this clash. There's this clash between the Christians and the Muslims. Somebody's asking me a question. It says, is it true what's happening to Christians? Well, is it true? It's been happening for years. But the problem with the Nigerians is they try to politicize things. But that will be probably next time when I come, I will give an, I think, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put an end. If you're not biased, if you are open-minded, I will show why I will show you why, or I'll prove to you that Christians are being haunted, put it that way. Put it that way. So, but, okay. So, but, The text by Trump sent shockwaves, and the Nigerian politicians didn't like it. And when Trump now sent another missile again about engaging Nigerians, you could see people started fidgeting. The northern side, the western side, the east and the south, some people were in shock. And I believe many didn't sleep well. Because what did I say? If you go on social media, it was like there was a recruitment to distract, to dissuade the Trump's threat. But the shocking thing here is Trump called Nigeria a disgraced country. Let me look for it. I think let's read it together so that let it not be that I'm quoting on. Okay, let me just okay, let me get that text. So let it not be that I'm reading from. Oh, where are you? Let it not be that I'm reading from my my notes. I want to get the text. Sorry, I can't. I could have displayed it there, but I can't for now. So Trump tells the military to prepare for action. Since you can't defend, I'm trying to sum in. Since you can't defend the lives of people, and you could see people. Sorry, you could see people. Some couldn't sleep. Some that slept said, "Oh, Americans, we are waiting for you." Even they dragged in the youth coppers, the Nigerian youth coppers, to, when the war comes, put it that way, that the youth coppers will be recruited to fight the Americans. But you see, it's been chaotic. It's been chaotic because, put it this way, it shows you that Nigeria, unfortunately, is weak. Nigerians, they talk too much. They make noise. But when troops issued those statements, first of all, people were in shock. That's when they remember that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Sovereign nation, but they can't protect the people. That's why it's so sad. But let's look at this. So those that think that Trump, it's a one thing with Trump, which is interesting, put it that way, is that he made himself unpredictable. The so-called politicians in Nigeria did not pick that. Trump is unpredictable. And that's one of his strengths. Because you don't know what he will do next. And probably that's why Nigerians were overreacting, put it that way. Because instead of running wild, making noises, they could have just try and call a meeting. But no, the data boys were roaming around, screaming on social media, and you could see the way they were typing. It looks like they've credited their phones, and they were just, But fortunately, is that these people that are opposing Those in the opposition, put it that way, are most cases they are benefiting from the system. Benefiting from the system. Now, as I said, Trump is unpredictable, and that's one of his strengths. But you see, I've looked at Trump, and I'm very sure Trump, the American boots will not be in Nigeria. He will not be in Nigeria. Should I? Okay, the American boots will not be in Nigeria, and let me tell you why. First of all, Trump's MAGA, that Make America Great Again, you see that group, they are tired of forever wars. So if you notice, when Trump attacks, he switches off and go. Unless those in the what's their name again? The CIAs that will go in, put it, for example, like Venezuela. Trump said the CIAs are already in Venezuela. Yeah, they are already in Venezuela, and he just made an announcement on that, and that was nothing else. So it looks like, I'm not trying to deviate, but let me just touch on this, then I come back. It looks like the CIA guys will pick out the boats transporting the narcotics across the international waters, or from Venezuela, the Caribbean area, to transport their goodies to America. And if you notice, when they go past the Venezuela and into the international waters, then there will be a drone strike and it will take them out. And when they make that post, after the mission, they'll put it this way: we've destroyed this boat. No Americans were harmed in this, exercise. They were for carrying goodies and so and so. So you could see, Americans they are not in, their boots they are not soldiers. Those display, I mean, the Americans, with their nuclear submarines and airplane carriers and all sorts, they are putting pressure on the president. What's the name again? I've forgotten his name now. When I remember, I'll let you know. Now, they put fear on the Venezuelans, and you could see when you hear the news, oh, American helicopter there, so you now see the Venezuelans. I've forgotten his name. You will see them jittering because they don't know what to do. That's power. That's power. Now, what will happen in Nigeria if they decide, if it gets too much? But I know Nigerians, what they would, all the terrorists will be advised to stay clear. If that happens, then it tells you something, that the terrorists are well known by the government. Because I'm very certain the terrorists will hide, drop their weapons, and go on sabbatical leave. But let me say this. If you're not aware, I think it was either 3 years or 4 years ago, I'm not sure now, when an American citizen was kidnapped in Niger and they brought him in to northern Nigeria. As the government, the officials, and the citizens were minding their business, the Americans came in, killed all, well, let me not use the word, unalived all the terrorists, took their guy, and left Nigeria. After the exercise, After the exercise, they then made an announcement. Oh, that we just did an operation in Nigeria. One of our citizens was kidnapped, and we rescued him and shot all the terrorists. Even Nigerians were not aware. Even the Nigerian government was not aware that Americans came into Nigeria, carried out that operation, and walked away. But let me put it this way: America, because Trump will not put their boots on the ground. Rather, what they will do is survey the place, pick out where those terrorists are, and knock them out. This war will be by drone. And it will be very easy for the Americans. It will be very easy for the Americans because that will they won't put their boys in the military. They won't put them in danger. Now let me say this. You see, when their plane went to Iran, the nuclear installations, Trump secretly just went to Iran, blew the whole place up, walked out, and the announcement was made: we've just destroyed Iran's nuclear, capabilities, and that action has set them back years. Even Iran couldn't pick out the Americans, even with their radar. They couldn't pick up the Americans. America just went in, did their business, and came out. So why am I saying this? The American government will not put boots on the ground, but this war will be by drone. Go and market somewhere. Because America is stepping their foot because of the mega camp. The Americans will not like Americans going to war unless if Boko Haram tries and kidnap an American, then that will be worse. But for now, if it's about saving Christians, the Nigerian Christians, for now, American boots will not be in Nigeria. And because of the drone capability that America has, it will be an easy thing for them. Since the government, the Nigerian government, we've seen them until where they negotiate, they have breakfast and dinner with terrorists. It's not a hidden fact. So they have, breakfast and dinner. But this time, there will be surveillance. When they gather, America will take them out. Americans will take them out. And that's what's going to happen. For the Nigerians, fidgeting, their knees, jamming together. Let me just say this. Nigerians for now, there will not be any American boots in Nigeria. Now, I'm not just there. I just want to come back to that, the social media post. He called Nigeria, say, a disgraced country. That should, if Nigerians don't have shame, then they can absorb that. But if we're a proud nation, that name or that tag is quite unfortunate. Remember, now, because Nigeria won't take it as, what's the name again? Cameron. When late Buhari went to UK, Cameron said Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. That's what I said. On the international stage, the tag, did he help issues? No. Nigerians, they don't, many of these places, they don't care. It is, that's what you call a no problem. No problem. But the result of this, if Trump carries out his threats, Nigeria is in trouble. Because first of all, we can't even fight them. We can't even fight them. We've gone. Why can't we fight? We've got no equipment. And those clamoring for Americans, instead of the designation of Nigeria, or prepare for sanction, give us weapons. No, 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 no. Because remember, during the time of Jonathan, Americans and other countries, they gave Nigeria weapons. What happened? It was shared across the terrorists. Or the terrorists will come in, invade a place, make away with the Nigerian weapons, and that's why now, you see, they say their weapons is far superior than ours. So it would be a mistake. Americans say it's a mistake to equip the Nigerian army, because say, by the way, the ones they've given them, they've given it to Boko Harams to arm themselves. Trump said that Nigeria hates Christians. And let me point this. Now, you see, now, the data boys and the politicians, they need to be very careful. During the election, the American election in 2019, I think, 19 or 2020, when Trump was with Biden, 2000, yeah, and Biden, the people from the South, if I have this, were in, a place called Onitsha. We're carrying banners. All of a sudden, they are wishing Trump well. Trump didn't do anything. They were wishing him well to win the next election. So Trump saw the love of these Christians. Then he lost the election. And many people didn't like it. His supporters. So I believe he identifies with them. He identifies with Christians. And that's why I say with Nigerians, they need to be careful. They need to be careful. The mistake Nigerians will make is to go and touch one American. Then the game has changed. That will give Trump the opportunity to strike. Yeah, that will give him much opportunity to strike. Because that will be an excuse for him, that an American was threatened and taken away, and, we will go there with guns blazing. Yeah, so it is, we need to be careful. Nigerians need to be careful. Okay, so let me read this note and then. So Trump said, if the Nigerian government continues to allow, mark that word, allow, if the Nigerian government continues to allow killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aids. Wow. Let's talk about that. Nigeria is calling themselves the sovereign nation. A sovereign nation. But they are very busy collecting aids. Yeah. You see, when Nigeria respects themselves, the world will respect them. But if you decide to disgrace yourself in the open, you'll be disgraced. So he said, I will stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. So that Nigeria is standing because of the American assistance. A country that should be the envy. Now in the black nation, Nigeria, sorry, Nigeria should be commanding respect. Nigeria should be commanding respect. But what we do, we sell our dignities away, searching for crumbs. Let me not call it crumbs, for aids. And the problem with all these aids they've been collecting, where have they gone? Many of these aids have gone to the politicians' pockets. The same aids they will give to them, they go and buy houses in America, in Britain. Some of those money, because they can't put in the bank, they go and hide it in a warehouse or under their bed, and also. So, and very well, so you say, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria, and may very well go into that now disgraced country. A disgraced country. So somebody's asking me, how can there be peace? let me just read this. I'll try and pin that message. Where is it? Oh no. Sorry. How do I undo? Oh no. Sorry, I made a mistake. Oh no. I just did. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I've got it back now. So how can there be peace? I wanted to pin it, but let me see. Okay, yeah, I think I've done it. Okay, how can there be peace? I'll come back to that, but let me just finish this. Now, you say, okay, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. To prepare, mark that word, for possible action. If we attack, this one, he said, if we attack, it will be fast, furious, and sweet, just like the terrorists talk, attacking our cherished Christians. Mark that word, cherish Christians. He called the terrorists thugs against our cherished Christians. I told you before, he identifies with the Christians. He said the Nigerian government better move fast. And that's what they've been doing, the Nigerian government. They've been running around from one news channel to another, organizing meetings or trying to organize meetings. First of all, this morning we saw, that Tinubu is going to meet, was it on Sunday or a day after the post was made, he's going to meet with Trump or his, officials. Then the next picture we saw was he's going on Tuesday to America to see Vance. That's J.D. Vance, the Vice President of America. The next week we heard, so that meeting has now been cancelled. They will be going to South Africa for the G20. Meanwhile, Trump said last month that he'll be boycotting the G20 meeting in South Africa. So unless Trump is going to send in Vance to meet Tinubu, at the G20 summit, but that's a bit, Trump should be careful. Otherwise, he will receive the South African treatment. If you remember, Ramaphosa went to America to see Trump, and Trump ambushed him, rolled him on the floor. He was in a mess. I mean, Ramaphosa was in a mess. Trump rolled him on the floor in the mud, tossed him around, and finished him off. Zelensky had the same treatment. And when Zelensky is now behaving himself, South Africa, when he was attacked, no, not attacked now, when Trump went after him, the man had nothing to say. Meanwhile, when Ramaphosa, when he came to America for the meeting with Trump, he brought some golfers. Now remember, because Trump loves golf, so he brought Trump. Ramaphosa bought Trump's, the best of the best in, regarding golf, and Trump was their fan. But that didn't distract him. Trump now said, okay, yeah, if you watch that video, Trump now said, okay, what is going on with the white South Africans? And before you know it, they say, play this video. The South African man did not expect that. Trump played a video where they were, the South Africans, some of them were screaming, kill the ball, And Ramaphosa was confused. 1 minute, please. Give me that tea, please. Thank you. Ramaphosa was shell-shocked. He had nothing to say. He was trying to defend himself and his country, but it wasn't working. Until one of those that came with Ramaphosa, one of the officials, then admitted that we've got problems with the unaliving of people, of the whites, put that way. And before the news went wide, and Ramaphosa was in a mess. So Trump, if he's going to meet, and especially JD Vance, is not. Is the problem? These two guys, the president and the Vance. Trump, yes, let's say political, but Vance is a staunch, devout Catholic, or say Christian, but Catholic. So if they're going to meet, Tinubu should prepare, which they should do, because because if they don't play their games well, Tinubu might be disgraced. Okay. So hold on. Now, even the mega group, they call it the mega voice, breaking, President Trump stuns the world by preparing the Department of War to attack Nigeria for what they are doing to Christians. So I said, so with this now, if the mega group, the mega group didn't say anything about we don't support, they just made a comment. This is what the president said, and that should keep Nigeria worried. Now, I'm nothing again with this email, this text, is the country of particular concern. I did a video on that, it was posted today. Country of concern. You see, I say Nigeria, we make too much noise. Because, you see why I said that? Because let me give you an example. If you notice, if you have protests, all the politicians will hide. After the protest, you see them coming out. So this time around, if Trump, because now what's going to happen? Ted Cruz, Ted Cruz, and co, they are going to gather and give Trump some options. So either sanction, which is most likely. The problem now is, have they identified the people that will be partakers of these sanctions? So it tells you that Nigeria has a problem. Okay, let me answer this question then. You say, wise man account, wise man BG9. Okay, I've pinned that there. Say, how can there be peace? How can that's a how can there be peace in Nigeria? Religious line. How can there be peace? Peace is possible, yeah. It's achievable. So how can there be peace? There will be peace if, number one, the rule of law and order functions in Nigeria. If the rule of law and order functions in Nigeria, then we've got a chance. What do you mean? Let me explain. When the rule of law and order is in play, every criminal, the kidnappers, the bandits, whoever, once you are caught, you know that you can't bribe yourself away from your crimes. That even if someone offers to accept bribe, the person will be in trouble. So it's so broad that, put this way, the rule of law, if laws in Nigeria is being regarded, then there might be peace. Now, say for example, someone unalives another person. In a normal country, that the criminal, the criminal will be facing 25 years plus, some death sentence. Then you then know that when you commit such crime, you know that your days are numbered. But in a country whereby the unaliving of people is now a game, or put it this way, fortunate to say this, that the unaliving of people is now a recreation, like kids going to the candy shop, then you don't expect that country to move forward. The rule of law, that where the security agents will abandon this policy of protecting criminals. The rule of law whereby everyone, no one is above the law, put it that way. If these things are not in play, I mean the rule of law and order, Nigeria will not move forward. Nigeria will not move forward. You see, let me put it, those clamoring for the division of Nigeria, you can be clamoring to divide Nigeria so that the Igbos will go, the Yorubas will go, the Hausas will go. You know, even if we implement those, Nigeria will not function, or put these countries, the Arewa, the Biafra, the Yoruba nation, the country will not go forward if we disregard the rule of law and order. But let's wait and see. So I just want to answer for that question. Just how can there be peace? Uh, Now to round up, I will say this: I believe that the Americans are preparing for sanctions. I think that would be the ideal step to take. And we know many of the Nigerian politicians, sorry, many of the Nigerian politicians have got things, like houses and money there and there. And America controls all this. Once someone's name is mentioned, you are under sanction. And many of these Nigerian politicians will not want that. Let me give you an example. During the election in 2023, when the election was heating up, the Americans issued a statement. Just small line that if you misbehave during this election, you will be sanctioned. It was not sanctioned. They said, oh, you have a visa ban. And many of them went inside their houses. Yeah. Just certain the Nigerians will make noise. We make too much noise. But that's what we are. That's what we are. So let me see if someone has a question to, that you want to ask. Let me see if I can give like 1 minute. Just indicate if you want to ask a question. You can just put it on the comment section there. I will try and answer. But if not, let me just wait for like 1-2 minutes. Then, so once I round up. Now, if you notice today, the 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 presidency, they've been issuing out, doing flyers, doing posts here and there. Nigeria is united, different religion, this. And as they are rushing out with statements, so they are rushing out to delete. Let me hear. So there's one flyer I just saw by the presidency. The number of Muslims was a bit higher than the Christians. And they quickly, because that alone would then tell you, okay, is that what's going on? Okay, and that question is, have they been arresting people? Unfortunately, there's been some arrests. There's been some arrests here and there, but we'll just say they've been arrested, and that's it. Nothing else. Have they have the arrested guys? Have they been convicted? You will hear nothing again. And let me say this: sometimes this security agency, allegedly, that they protect the attackers. You see, because Nigeria is bordering, Nigeria is tilting to a failed state. Tilting to a failed state. Because where there is law and order, we won't have such unfortunate, this dilemma, put it that way. Because now, because of the way Nigerian system is working, these murderers have been emboldened. Because at the end of the day, nothing will happen to them. And in all this, they are sponsors. A couple of years ago, they told us, okay, Dubai, it's the Arab, Abu Dhabi, I think, or one of those countries, gave Nigeria, we had, list of sponsors of terror. We've not seen those lists. Who are they? We don't know. But there is a list of sponsors of terror. Anyway, very unfortunate. So let me, at least we've done well today. Um, let me say this will be a series. Well, should I? Tomorrow, I'll come in tomorrow by God's grace. We'll talk about. You see, we have this. I've made my notes here. You see, this on the life of Christians, put it that way. Is it as a purpose of Islamizing Nigeria? Or are these criminals? We'll find out. I will come in tomorrow. Please make sure you attend, like, share. I've got 5 likes. Thank you. Like and share, and I will see you all tomorrow. It will be a nice topic tomorrow. Peace. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.